come to your house and I'll cut you.
This is why we can't do the podcast normally sitting on a lounge.
No,
It's just
too comfortable.
relaxing.
it's too comfortable.
I know. It
We-
makes
my
this
mic
special.
so I can-
more
serious
I gotta move my
thing to
mic
talk
so I
about.
can see you guys.
And
Because
get
Serious thing to
comfortable.
talk
I'm the
about.
one looking away from the mic.
Can you reach the keyboard from there?
I'm sure I'll be able to.
You can't.
No, only just.
You can't. You
Only
can't.
just. Anyway.
Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right.
All I can hear is the.
Welcome to Two's podcast. What? Two's
No.
Company, Three's a Pleasure. And today we're discussing ASMR.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That's disgusting.
You better be. Anyway, let's start the show. This is a very special episode recorded
Bonus
separately.
content.
Bonus content, which you
Disc,
will all
disc
have
number
access to.
2, yeah.
Yeah, disc 2, side B of the tape. Yeah. Today we're going to record a very special episode. Spoiler alert, full of spoilers.
This is Spoiler Zone.
This is Endgame.
Endgame.
Yes.
Endgame.
Yes.
Endgame.
The
Endgame.
Shaun the Sheep sequel. We're going to spoil it.
Avengers Endgame was released very recently, about 2 weeks ago as of this recording. It stormed the box office. It's overtaken Titanic finally in the
it
box
has.
office. You can hear that in our recent podcast episode number 4 or 5 or 3. Number one of them, we talk about
I
it.
think it was number
We
5.
talk about Avengers in all of them.
All of them, yeah.
But yes,
but
more-
this is the one we've kept aside for spoilers. So
Yeah.
anybody who listens to this who hasn't seen Endgame yet and cares about spoilers,
Don't
switch off now. We
Okay.
will have a podcast available for you.
Yes.
But this is for those who
Episode
do want...
5. What was it going to be called?
The...
Come on. We just thought of it.
Episode 5. Empire likes crack.
Yeah, that's the one. Dirty whore.
The Empire likes
Yeah.
crack. Anyway,
Yes.
well, I suppose, should we do the intro tune for this episode as well?
Well, do we need it?
Not
This is
really.
special.
We can
It's
do
kind of
a,
relaxed.
just do a smidge to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah,
Love it.
that's
There we
good.
go.
Welcome.
Welcome back
Very
to the
good.
podcast,
Welcome.
people.
Beautiful. Well, I mean, yeah, so I've seen Avengers Endgame twice now. Saw it
Yeah,
once
also.
a little while ago. Then I saw it again with my old man.
Yep.
Like, so he's really into like Avengers and like superhero movies, like I am. Anything that's like science fiction, we go see pretty much all of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he's been a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a long time. But you know, it's a very emotional movie. There are parts in it where like
The
it,
very
From get-go.
first
Yeah.
scene.
very first scene.
I was sitting there with my missus and my sister. They'd both seen it before.
Yep.
The movie opens, cold opening, straight onto Hawkeye with his
Yep.
family. And I was like, fuck you.
Wait.
No. and I turned immediately and went, please, no, 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 no. Because I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
The timing of the ending of Infinity War.
It got me.
you knew, oh.
It got me.
I'm,
hey,
I'm getting
when,
emotional thinking
when
about
thinking about it, because leading up to it during the ads, I'm like, how are they going to open this? I'm really curious to see how they're going to open it.
It was just
because
bad opened by
and then
then.
as soon
Cold opening.
As soon as they
Yeah.
cut to that camera and they do just ash, and I'm just like, fuck.
Oh,
Like, it just
man.
right in the feels.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But the shitty thing is, if you're like really thinking about it, as soon as you see Hawkeye, because he wasn't in Infinity War, you're immediately thinking, no,
Yeah, he's gonna go,
because oh, it's
Yeah.
family, man.
I heard the other day, I think I was watching an interview with Anthony and Joe Russo about it, and or was it the cast? I think it was a mixture of just one of the Russo brothers and the cast. That scene was in like because the Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame were filmed back to back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cuts costs down. It keeps everybody engaged.
course.
Yada, 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 keeps it for longer.
Yeah.
But that scene with is it Clint Barton?
Yes,
Is it
Clint
Yeah,
Barton,
yeah.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. So
yeah.
Hawkeye and his family was intended to originally be at the very end of Infinity War.
Yeah.
But they left it. It definitely gives you that emotional kick. Like, yeah, he's still here.
No, we'll see.
I really enjoyed
Could you
it.
could
I
you
thought
imagine
was
it
good.
being at the end of Infinity War?
I think it would have been
I think
just
that
as
would have been
impactful.
so.
Yeah.
No. I reckon it would have been out of place because at the end
Yeah.
of Infinity War, you've just had the heartbreaking of like, oh my god, like
He's done it.
40% of the
Yeah.
Avengers
Yeah.
Marvel
And
superheroes
people
are
weren't sure if
dead.
he was still alive
and then,
or not.
And then
Yeah,
you
that's
cut
right.
back. Yeah, and then you cut to him away, like, and that scene is somewhat longish, and it would have been a bit out of place. I
Yeah.
reckon. So we're opening this movie right in the heartstrings.
I liked it. I thought how they did it. They opened it with that was
Yeah.
pretty perfect. And I love no music, nothing. It
Nothing.
was just
Yeah.
was just straight up.
Cold
Went to
opening.
look for his daughter, gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
Whole
And
family.
it was just,
yeah.
No,
and
yeah,
I thought
and then-
that was brilliant.
I'll tell you what. Full credit to Jeremy Renner as well. Like, how do you act like he knows deep down they just disappeared, but he's got to act like he's looking.
he
for
knows
them
it
and stuff.
himself.
Like,
He's read the
he's like,
script.
what
Yeah.
the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same with all of the actors. They've got to carry this emotional role in a film franchise which has never really been heavy on the emotions. It's been the,
that's right.
the
Yeah, it's all
spectacular
adventure
action,
and-
adventure. But yeah, going back to my old man, he walked out of it and was gone, yeah, it was all right.
What?
I'm sitting there after watching it a second time, liking it more.
Yeah.
But he liked it, but his problem was that, like, yeah, there was a few parts that were a bit drawn out for his liking. Because it was a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
The way I look at... I mean, some people may look at that and go, yeah, it did feel long in parts. There were parts that are maybe a bit useless. But the way I look at it is that it gives you plenty of time for all the emotion and the intent to sink in.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
gives a real sense of seriousness to this movie.
I kind of disagree with that. I loved how it drew you in the whole time. I didn't feel once that it was just being played out. I'm like, I'm not engaged.
That's what I mean.
I'm
Neither
not
did I.
engaged at this
I
moment.
felt that it was
Yeah.
all intentional.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like
no,
the intent
everything-
was for have
and-
like the characters sink in.
Yeah,
me,
those
it-
kind of movies tend to
Yeah.
drag. Like, they have those scenes where you're like, come on.
No, but
just
to
get
me,
on
it
with
didn't seem
Yeah.
like anything was out of place.
No.
Everything had a purpose.
Everything
It wasn't
was
even
spot on.
even the classic Avengers that we've come to love with the funny ha-ha moments, the little cheeky lines and stuff. Even they didn't feel out of place.
No,
In
no,
such
that's
an
right.
emotional movie
And-
that had a tear rolling down my cheek the second the
Speak-
movie opened.
Yeah.
There was still nothing. It was out of place. I
Yeah.
still giggled. I still.
I totally agree with that, and in the sense of Thor, like with with
Fat
the big
Thor.
old fat Thor,
Hey,
right?
breaking news, boys! I did it. I finally have a Chris Hemsworth body.
We all do now. Finally, thank you,
Yes.
Chris Hemsworth. Thank you, Thor, I should say.
No,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
that
suit.
even didn't feel out of place. As stupid and as
Exactly.
funny as that was, you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years, and he's
It's such
yeah,
an
he's
incredible
fucked.
balance between
Like, I thought it was
such
cool.
serious heart moments,
Yeah.
and then those funnies, that,
And
and,
that- yeah.
none of it
But
felt out of
that,
place.
that one
Yeah.
scene where Professor Hulk and Rocket go to Thor's
Yeah.
little town and they
Yeah.
go and there's Korg, they're playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Fortnite.
What I liked about that scene in particular is that Korg is taller and bigger than the Hulk.
Yeah.
You do notice that later. But back to Thor, that out of all of the MCU characters, he's had the biggest hit. Like, he's lost his entire planet. He's
Yeah.
lost his family. He's lost his girlfriend. He's lost his parents. He's
officially lost his brother.
who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think he really cared about that because he lost his brother like 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah,
no,
that's right.
exactly.
But like he's
yeah.
taken the biggest hit,
Yeah.
and then he still felt guilty about not killing Thanos correctly and going for the head
Exactly.
in Infinity War. So, yeah, at first I thought, Fat Thor, yeah. But a second time, I was like, I'm buying
I
into
get
this.
it.
And
Yeah.
the costume at the end when he's got the braided beard,
Yeah.
the big gut, I was like,
Seriously.
yeah,
Perfect.
Is
Thank
he
you.
It was so
officially
good.
a guardian?
as Guardians of the Galaxy. That's got to be the title of
It's-
Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, Thor is
That
a
was-
fucking guardian now.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped for Guardians
It's gonna
3
be
now.
awesome.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm down for
If
that.
he's-
That was
if he's
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What I think one of the like real big impact is going back to Jeremy Renner and Hawkeye. We won't harp on too much about it, but I liked how some of the smaller characters or the lesser powered characters
Yeah.
carry the movie
I
much
totally agree with this. He's had really fuck all to do. He's been there, and he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's been there. But with this movie,
Has he
No, no, no,
been
yeah.
there?
with Endgame, he had a lot more. He had so much more. Like
Weight
you
to
said,
himself. Yeah.
like
Yeah, he was
with
involved,
he had
yeah.
the whole Soul
No, but-
Stone thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
I think that's
Like-
one of the charms of this movie is the fact that it's carried for over half of it by a mishmash of the Marvel guys from
who
over
had
years.
fuck all to do with.
No. Well, you've got like
like-
Captain America and Iron Man holding down the fort.
Yeah,
And then you've got
essentially.
Thor as well, but he's not himself.
Yeah.
Then you've got that awesome Hulk Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
Professor Hulk.
that's what everybody wanted
Exactly.
to see.
I
wasn't it?
I
Everyone was
love
just
that
waiting to see
evolution of that character.
Yeah.
But then you've got, like you said,
Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Ant-Man.
Yeah, they don't have any superpowers.
No, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like, as in, I felt for that, if you had that on the poster as like, these are the guys for the movie.
You'd have been like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
But
Yeah.
man, that they really held that together for,
Yeah.
for over half the movie.
I like the
before
fact that
the
they're
big
the
reveals.
smallest characters, but they had the biggest place. Like Ant-Man,
Yeah.
for example,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't for him and the rat saving him,
Yeah.
No,
like
that's
they,
right.
Yeah,
like,
it's
and
really
the
that
fact-
rat. Was
that
the only
rat
thing
was the
Yeah.
Avenger.
that
The
made
amount
that
of
movie.
memes
'Cause
I've
I
seen
noticed
saying
it the
the real
second
hero.
time. Hey, when I went back and watched it the second time, I'm like, what's up for that fucking rat?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange saw that rat and he knew
Yeah.
what that rat was going to do.
Yeah.
In that 14 million versions of what he saw.
Yeah.
It was like, out of the 14 million, a fucking rat. this is why I'm not telling anybody. I could tell you, but I'm not telling you it's a fucking rat.
Yeah.
But like even the time travel suits, they had like that Ant-Man shape to the helmet.
They really
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just a design. It's just
Well,
Yeah.
considering he was the one that was going to tested the time travel first, or was
In the
going to,
quantum
or
realm,
whatever. I thought they were just Ant-Man suits, like spare ones.
Yeah.
You know, like that exactly. They
Lying
had that
around.
exact design.
That, yeah.
What was your overall opinion on the jumps throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe throughout this movie?
That was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed those.
The thing with time travel for me, time travel
Oh,
is such
There we go.
Oh no.
time travel is so hard to do correctly, and especially
Dude, you know it's fake, right?
Yeah.
You got to establish rules, otherwise everyone goes, "Well, you can't do it this way." It's like, fucking, who cares, man?
This is what, if you let me finish.
I'm not going to start.
Oh,
Time travel
Take
is
it
so
away.
hard to do in a movie that's in a universe that's already existed, right? Would be so hard to do, but that was executed fucking brilliantly.
Yeah, they set up the rules.
Yeah.
Phenomenally
They stuck
done.
with it. They
Yeah.
explained why certain things can or can't happen.
Yep. And it was just so executedly so perfect
Yeah.
that it was just I loved it.
Are
And
you saying that Back to the Future is a bunch of bullshit?
yeah. No, but they
I
actually
didn't have
pointed-
those they addressed those time travel cliches
Well,
like you just
yeah.
said,
Well,
and it was just it was awesome.
See, that's the thing. They pointed out something that I'd never thought of before in regards to time travel movies, where if you travel back to the past,
That
that's now
becomes
your
your-
present,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
your future that you just left is your past. And I was like, what?
Well, that's the
What?
See, in like older
Where's the
time
doc?
travel movies, none of that ever matters.
No,
that's
exactly.
right.
Because you're still
No.
within the same time. You're still within the same universe.
Going
as such.
from that, yeah, because
You're going from point A to
I was
but-
about to say they all those previous time travel movies treat it as a flat plane
Yeah.
where you're going from this point and then you go back to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But them pointing out that you're going back and that's now your start, and then
Yeah.
your former future is now your past. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, whoa, okay, but it makes sense.
It was-
Yeah, in a movie that scale, they couldn't just leave that blank.
No, that's right. They had
couldn't
to
be like,
complete-
"We'll go back in time." Okay, you know,
yeah,
they can't leave it
no,
like
that's
that.
right. And especially with the intelligence and the technology that they've got in that universe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Back
The
to the
amount of-
Future, it's a DeLorean.
Could you imagine
all
if they had
this.
have just said,
And
"Oh,
all
we're
it-
gonna go back in
but,
time"?
you know,
Okay,
it was so
cool.
simple
And
though that it was a matter of Iron Man doing his thing and going, oh fuck, it is possible.
I,
You know,
Yeah. There's no science behind
no,
that.
no,
but
and
it's an effective scene.
if you look at it that way and you go, yeah, okay, but it still worked in the flow of the movie. You know, he's told about it. He goes, nah, can't
And
be
then
done.
that-
and then he goes,
yeah.
hang on, just for fucking shits and gigs.
But-
Righto. And you
Thank
go,
God,
holy fuck.
thank God he said no at first. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got the hilarious Ant-Man going back in time and coming back as a baby and an old man. And
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
then,
yeah.
and then that classic line is in one of my versions crap themselves.
or is it me?
It might have been me.
Is it old me or baby?
I think
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that in particular as well, like Tony Stark references that when he turns up to the Avengers plane, he's going like, well, you're putting time through Scott, not Scott through time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, it begs the question, like, did that baby also go somewhere, or did...
No, that's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
did they
but-
send
You could
time,
you
like,
could spend
Scott
all
and-
day dissecting that.
That's
though,
right,
you
you
know,
could.
But my biggest question out of the time travel thing, I touched on it very briefly before. Loki.
Yeah, he fucked off with
He
it.
Yeah,
just
where'd he
fucked off
go?
with the Tesseract.
That's
and
right.
then they went back to another period. That's fine. That's their now present to find the original Tesseract. That's cool. But that Loki took the Tesseract and left.
And bailed, yeah.
What the fuck?
Another thing with that as well is that now, say 10 years in the future, if they come up against like Galactus or someone real big like that, they can go back and recruit like multiple versions of themselves. You know, that's I
Well-
don't think they will,
No, but
but now there's the possibility of doing that because that's how they've established this time travel multi-universe thing.
Yeah,
because
the
there was
whole
two
quantum realm thing.
Mjolnirs.
Yeah.
You know, Thor essentially stole Mjolnir from another Thor.
that's true.
So that
He
means
did.
there's another one
Yeah.
running around somewhere. So like, I think it leaves it open to that, but they kind of need to close that off somehow.
I would be very disappointed in the Marvel universe, like, if they use that as a crutch in
Yeah,
future
I know.
movies.
I think that's
Yeah.
the risk of
They've-
setting up
they've
time
done
travel.
this,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I feel like don't even address it.
Don't
Don't
ignore
bring it up.
Just leave it.
Just
Yeah.
leave
That
it
happened.
alone. You
Just
save
this
the
is it.
universe. That's
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up again because if you do, that's
But
going to be
Your
lazy
superhero
fucking
movies
writing.
are pretty good for that, though. Like, they'll go, the universe is saved.
That's it.
And
Exactly.
This is now the
New
present.
chapter.
Here we go.
And
Yeah.
we
This is
can
what's going
we
on.
can briefly touch on the next Marvel movie, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and
Far
they're
From Home.
immediately straight into Peter Parker mourning the death of Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So
so-
spoilers for the end of Endgame. Tony Stark dies, obviously.
Well, if you, I'm sorry, with all the warning at the start, if you're still listening now, that's your own fucking fault. We made a special, so we didn't touch on this. Yeah.
But just jumping straight into the Spider-Man trailer that was released,
Yeah.
you know, earlier
Day ago,
today, yeah.
2 ago?
Even that has spoiler warnings. You know, Tom Holland's like
That's right.
notorious
At
for
that
like
start,
letting things
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, fucking don't say anything.
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
like,
don't-
but straight
Could be
in,
a
first 10 seconds of the
Oh.
trailer is like, yeah, Iron Man's fucking dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, that's why
Yeah.
they needed that warning. But I think that's why we've waited as long as we have to start talking about it, because Marvel have only just started releasing the pictures of the moments.
Yeah.
In the movie,
I think
you know?
they anticipated how big this was going to be.
Fuck
They
yeah.
knew, and they knew
Well,
that there was that
almost all the
complete
ca-
option of
Exactly.
people fucking it up.
Almost
Yeah.
all the
People.
cast put out, like, please don't spoil it.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Yeah.
know, so it's that big of a deal. And
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
we're 2 weeks,
And they're
2.5
all pretty
weeks
honest
deep
about
into its run.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Tony dying. No, we'll get to that. There's
So-
more.
I mean, well, we're on it. So the moment that Tony
No,
Stark
no.
does die...
No, maybe we should just take it
You
back
want
a
to
little
wrap
bit.
around it? Okay.
I want to wrap around to another regular's death.
Who?
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Oh, sorry. Not a big deal. Moving on.
Well, there's a Black Widow movie that we've discussed in a podcast episode a number of years
coming
ago.
up.
No, of course.
A number of weeks ago.
Yeah, but
now-
that'll be a prequel.
Yeah, but so
Obviously.
Unless...
wait,
they have time from now.
yeah. Well, speaking of that, you know, obviously this is supposed to be an Endgame special, but
course.
just touching on that, where
Yeah.
do you think in time this Scarlet,
Well, she was
so
a
it's
gonna be
Black Widow
Russian,
movie-
German operative or something?
some
she
country?
Yeah,
European?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if that's... I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Because it's
Like,
apparently
a
it's
bit more
supposed to
of a
be a
history,
grounded
you know?
spy movie, so it could
Well,
be
there you
just
go.
out of that
Yeah.
academy or whatever it is.
Well, how long was she around between being a spy and then becoming an Avenger?
yeah, true.
Like, I'm surely there's a few years in there where an interesting story got told.
Yeah,
I think it'll go right back.
right
I
back to
reckon.
where do you reckon?
Yeah,
So back
well,
to-
yeah.
To tell that origin, do you think?
I almost put
Yeah.
money on there being like
How-
a small snippet of her being a child as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
like
go,
just a
I
bit
go
of
back,
backstory, yeah.
just
Yeah.
her childhood because she
Mm.
obviously was raised by not normal.
The establishment
So-
or whatever
No,
it was
exactly.
called.
Yeah. So,
So
I don't know if I'm keen on this. I mean,
I'm not going to pay to see it.
le-
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
leading
I will
up
watch
to
it,
Endgame, like she was a good character, but I think it's more the fact that like, oh, there's not enough standalone female superhero movies, so we got to make Black Widow one of the biggest, most popular
yeah.
female superheroes of the modern age.
that
Gotta
said
make
in
her a
that
movie.
in
Yeah.
that touch that one scene, and you're not going to say
Yeah.
that one shot of
6,
all the
7, 8 of them.
girls.
Yep.
Yeah,
coming.
no, I mean, I
Okay.
saw that, but I was like,
See,
yeah, okay,
that was
that's
very
cool.
very how they did that.
I'm
was very
okay with
cliche,
it, but
but it was
it was forced.
it was
And-
yeah,
and
it was very
corny.
forced. Yeah, it's fine with it.
No.
It's fine that they did it, but
Not
it
that there's
felt
anything
like,
wrong
oh
with
come
that.
on, that was
Yeah.
I get
that
it.
was in there to
Yeah.
please a
Like,
certain demographic.
diversity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a
You
particular
know.
character, particular actor,
Yeah.
Brie Larson. One thing I've noticed, like we've all been on the internet, we know that the cast of Avengers don't like her.
Yeah.
Like pretty sure Chris Hemsworth, and like every time you see like an
Wait,
interview with Chris
Like,
Hemsworth,
really don't like her?
yeah, like you see like interviews with like Don Cheadle and every time they bring up Captain Marvel, they all just go, ugh, you know, like
Really?
yeah, and like there's an interview with like Chris Hemsworth where they're talking about people do the stunts, and Brie Larson goes, well, I do my own stunts. I thought that's just what things did. Chris Hemsworth sitting next to her goes, oh, Tom Cruise over here, and she goes, on the next me, thank you very much, and they give it like
yeah, right.
yeah, she's turned it real sour, and
So
Yeah.
does she seem arrogant?
this is what I'm getting from her, like.
She's a bit of a diva.
I would have been fine with her just playing the role of Captain Marvel. That's
Yeah.
cool. But
Yeah.
outside of the role, she seems like she's gone, well, I'm in the Marvel cinematic and I'm the most powerful. She just, I
I've
don't
got
give a
my
fuck.
own movie.
I don't care about any of the like the feminist agenda or anything like that.
No, no.
I
Yeah.
ignore all that. But it's just the fact that she seems super stuck up. But there's and like when you're watching Endgame and they're in the same scenes, it almost looks like she's crying in every scene, even when she's like in the spotlight. She
Yeah.
looks like she's got a tear in her eyes. She's like, does she really want to be there now? You know,
Yeah.
I feel like she's kind of.
Yeah. She's probably glad that this is the last
So
one.
there
she'll
probably
do with
won't be a
them.
sequel.
Yeah.
I know. I think there will be, and I would be looking forward to it. I just feel that outside of the movie, when she's doing press tours, she just needs to tighten up, loosen up a
Loosen
bit.
up,
I should say,
yeah.
like you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
tighten the act. Like, just
Yeah.
fair enough. You're a great actor. You've won an Oscar and whatever else.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, just loosen up a bit.
Yeah.
You know? Like just relax.
A bit upstuck.
Yeah. I'm glad she didn't swoop in and like save the day completely.
I really was
thought
worried
that
about
was
that.
gonna
Hey,
happen.
I really did.
And then she came down crashing through Thanos' ship, and I'm like, oh no.
Fuck.
No, but still, that was. See, the thing is, there was one moment where I was like, wait, that's just stupid. And it was that scene you said before where, how's she going to get through that? And they said, she's not alone. And it was all the women.
All the girls.
And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Pretty sure she just crashed through that spaceship. I'm pretty sure she could just fly straight at him.
One of these women are going to help her in any way.
Yeah, that's right.
All they did was just kick some people off while Captain Marvel literally just flew over them and went straight in. It's like,
no, she could have just like jumped right over the top, or just walked on 2 feet and gone. Well, it's just like aliens. I'm happy to. I'm strong enough to walk right through.
Like you
I
got
can
that-
photon blast you the whole way through.
Yeah, so that was a
You
bit
got
silly.
that
That was the
Asian
only one
bird
that I
with
went.
the chick with the antenna, like, and she was
was
there. And I was like,
What are you
gonna do?
Mantis.
No, but
Yeah.
exactly. She lined up.
what are
like,
you gonna do?
"Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm here to help. What's she gonna do? Go. Oh, you're angry.
I'm going to make you sad by touching you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
But
then
if I
she's
can,
not a warrior.
like you said, I think it was just really, really forced.
exactly.
It's fan service. They all had to be there.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And
I
it
mean,
was
I get
cool.
it.
It was,
No,
they had to do it, and that was
It was a
fine,
cool
but it
moment
was
seeing
just like,
all of them lined up. But
it just seemed really, really cliche.
if we can circle back though, that scene where Black Widow finally cocks it.
Soul Stone.
When
the
that
Soul
was
Stone.
all happening, like I thought it was weird that like Nebula was fully aware of what Vormir was like, and
Yeah.
Of course.
you know, like I'm sure there's like other rumors throughout there, like Thor that could have advised on, and Rocket Raccoon and all that.
Yeah.
like they sent the two least powerful Avengers to go
to
to Vormir.
sacrifice.
Like
Yeah.
Tony and Captain America went back to
to
Earth.
New York.
Yeah, everybody else went to Earth, and they like the two regular human beings
not only
went to
that-
outer space.
Yeah.
Like,
I was about to say the two that hadn't been to space yet.
yeah, the least
It's like,
experienced people
okay,
send
yeah,
them on
you
a
guys
quest.
go up
Yeah.
into space and
Yeah.
then just talk to this dude. He'll give you
Yeah.
the stone.
As much as the scene with Captain America and Iron Man getting the Tesseract and the Pym particles was cool to see that Peggy Carter interaction and,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
and the interaction between Tony Stark and his old man, that
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
heartwarming moment. I would have been cool to see Captain America go up against Red Skull again. On
Yeah.
Vormir.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been a fight. It just would have been really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. The other scenes worked out so well and were so entertaining. It's kind of almost like they were just pigeonholed into. Oh,
They
what
gotta
are
do
they going to
something.
do? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that was unfortunate. But the death scene, though, I liked that they tried to fight each other for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
it was,
that was cool. But
and it was several times. Like, oh, it's him. Nah,
no, exactly. That's the thing.
Happened a couple of times.
See, I'm not as deep into the Marvel universe, but I was watching it and I genuinely didn't know who they were going to save.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
like
no,
it
neither.
either.
Oh,
No,
really?
no, the
So
way they
good, yeah.
it was. That's how it was done. It was
Yeah.
so like, fuck. I got no idea.
And
They're
because
both like,
people knew there was a Black Widow movie coming out, people would have assumed, well,
Exactly,
yeah,
that's
well,
right.
it's not
going
gonna
to
be
be
her.
Hawkeye.
Not only
Yeah.
that, but also like girl power, like at the front of the Avengers at the end of the movie. You know,
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
nah.
yeah, no. That was a pretty emotional scene, but also
Yeah.
incredibly well acted
it
in
was-
both parts.
like I cried a lot. Like,
I was
a lot.
gonna say,
but
I-
that was the first time I was like, oh fuck. I was just in shock that she died.
Yeah,
But then the second time I watched it and I knew it was coming, and I was sat there, and then when they
And
did
you
that shot, that aerial
refocused.
shot
Oh.
of her
On the
in the
ground,
blood on
yeah.
the
yeah.
I cried
Yeah.
again. I was just like,
I've only
fuck.
seen it the
Like,
once, and I cried about 5
wasn't-
times.
I wasn't ready.
About 5 fucking times. But we bypassed as well. So I'm watching this movie, right? 15 minutes into it,
Thanos'
Thanos
head.
is dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck just
This was
happened?
Yeah, that was
definitely-
epic.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
This
Like,
definitely wasn't Thanos' movie.
oh fuck
No.
no.
You know, that Infinity. If you want to see Thanos' movie, see Infinity War.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
that's
yeah.
right.
Like,
But
yeah.
no, but I'm just in
I-
utter
I-
shock because I just watched an Infinity War and I'm
100%.
like, ho, here
gonna
we
happen
go.
here? Yeah.
And then, we
Yeah.
found Thanos. Oh, here they go. Okay, this must be a trap or something. No, he's alone. What? Okay.
Yeah, I was waiting for a
he's
big
making
fight.
his
Yeah.
fucking breakfast.
He's having breakfast and they come and smack him in the back of the head.
And then fucking Thor.
Boosh.
Yeah, like,
Bang.
bam.
Boosh.
Yeah. Is that where he says that line where he's like, I was going for the head? Like, or something.
Yeah, at the end of Infinity War, he said,
No, I know, but
then he
there's
said-
a cheeky line somewhere in there. It might be at the end of
after,
the movie.
After Thor cut his head off, he
Yeah.
says, I went for the
I
head.
went
I
for the
went
head.
for the
yeah.
head, yeah.
Yeah.
Walked
After
out, yeah.
cutting his arm off the poor son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He was
But
already
yeah.
pretty fucked up as it is. He just was making some breakfast. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but yeah, that just completely. Whoa,
I think it
have
did
no
everyone,
idea
hey,
what the
like-
movie's heading towards.
Well, I was like,
everyone,
well,
where you were just
until the whole time travel thing came into it, I was like,
how the fuck?
who's the villain?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
yeah, exactly. And it all came down to there wasn't really a villain. Which
A
villain?
villain.
There wasn't really a villain. They were just trying to
was
fix
just-
it
Fix
Yeah.
everything.
because
Yeah.
That's right.
everything was fucked.
As
Yep.
much as I really liked like a younger, less mature version of Thanos, a more aggressive version of Thanos. 'Cause the one thing I really liked about the Thanos character in Infinity War is that he only personally, like physically killed Loki at the beginning, Heimdall, Gamora. He only
Vision at the end.
Vision at the end. He only
Yep.
killed a few people. He left
That he
everything
had
up to the
yeah.
snap.
Yeah.
So, and he had respect for Tony Stark. He's like, I respect you. He didn't kill. He could have easily killed like everyone physically,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
but he didn't. This one, he was
came
just out
swinging his
he
fucking
came
dick
swinging.
out.
Yeah.
Blade. Sorry. Yeah.
He came swinging. He was ready
Yeah.
to murder everyone. But I
Yeah.
think,
Because but see, if you analyze it,
yeah,
he knew what he had lost. That version of Thanos didn't, but
yeah,
he knew that he had done it. He got all
Yeah.
the stones and he snapped his fingers.
yeah.
So-
That's right.
so
So,
he
So he knew what he wanted. He
he-
knew what he was fighting
And he
for
would have
this
had
time.
an aura of cockiness about him. Like, I'm gonna,
I know I'm gonna
do
win.
this.
I'm gonna do
That's
this.
right.
Like, yeah.
That's
yeah.
right, and that's that scene where he's sitting down, where they're all looking at him
No,
like, "What's he
exactly.
doing?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "Nothing."
my problem with
Right.
that particular scene, I mean, I could talk about that particular fight scene for days.
Are you talking about the scene?
The scene,
The
yeah. So
scene,
the so essentially the big fight at the end,
Yeah.
is that wasn't the Thanos that they were originally going for.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that, like, at the end, this Thanos hadn't even met them.
No,
so
that's
I
right.
don't
Yeah.
feel like the gravity of the situation was as high as if it would have been if it was
the original.
the
Yeah.
version of Thanos, like the
Yeah.
older, more mature version.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see what you mean.
Do you see what I mean? I mean, it's
The
still
one that he
good.
had gone
Oh,
through
no,
to get the
it was
stones
still
and
great.
done everything.
Yeah.
I did take a little bit of, I don't know, it feels like in Infinity War, he was this, like, untouchable beast.
Yeah.
And then when he's fighting in this one, he still seems somewhat untouchable with how easily he's slaying people.
Oh, I love that. I like the
But-
fact that they struggled hard.
Yeah,
but that's
they
the
got
thing. But
fucked up.
this is Thanos
Why-
without
yeah.
any stones. He just has a blade.
Yeah, he's
You know what I
just-
mean? Like,
And that's
he's
what Dylan
just-
said
but then
before,
I,
like,
no, but
that
that,
he could-
but then in Infinity War, when he does have the stones, even just a couple of them at a time, they still had chances to stop him. Like
Yeah.
with the glove, for example, in the first one, when they're peeling it off and they're just
Well, that's what I mean.
Just grabbed
he
it at the
didn't
last
want
second.
to
like,
kill them. He wanted to leave it up to the snap.
Yeah,
He could have just gone,
okay, yeah,
you know, so,
All
you know
right.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
could
I
have
do see
killed
that,
Tony.
yeah.
He could have just ripped his fucking head off because he was actually saving it for the snap. You know,
Yeah.
so that's why I feel that, like, that particular, you know, first version of Thanos
Yeah.
was more of a had a bigger impact.
Yeah,
I
for
feel.
sure.
Okay.
You know,
No, I honestly never thought of it like that.
yeah, and I see Thanos in modern cinema as like the modern day equivalent of Darth Vader, as a
Yeah.
respectable big
Yeah.
villain
What
that
he
everybody
does.
loves.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel that he holds that bar.
Oh, I
Yeah.
totally think
And-
we could live.
And Josh
he
Brolin,
did.
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely.
what a legend!
He's a
a
I follow
handsome
him on
man.
Instagram, man. He's
Yeah,
a
he's the
fucking
best-
funny
he's the
cunt.
best
He
dude
is
ever.
so fucking good.
Yeah,
No, but I think we, like you said, sorry, could be looking back in 10 years, 15, 20 years, like we look back on Darth Vader.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like,
he's,
yeah, he
he's
was-
monumental. I
Yeah.
feel that's the scale.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, for
big
sure.
time.
Nebula was like one of my personal standouts as well.
Yep.
I think everybody was standing out in their own way, but I got to. So the biggest standouts for me personally was Nebula, Rocket,
Yep.
Fat Thor a little bit towards the end, mainly towards the end,
I think Ant-Man,
and Ant-Man.
in
yeah.
my book. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think, I look at it and I'm like, it's Paul fucking Rudd, man. And he's like this main guy saving the world.
Who has never aged ever.
I watched
Like,
a YouTube video
ever.
about that. Like they just
Ever.
don't know how he does it. He
Like,
just
he's
does
just,
well exercise.
he's just
ridiculous.
exactly the same.
But yeah, how about we talk about that moment when the skies light up with the sparkly circles and
So
And the sparklers.
so who wants to elaborate on how that occurs? All right, so
Oh,
I'll do
Andy,
it.
you got that?
No, you got it.
All right, so Hulk,
Mm.
they invent. Tony Stark invents an Infinity Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
So, which was weird. So this is where there's a few more little inconsistencies, but it's a movie. Just fucking ignore it.
Yep.
So the original Infinity Gauntlet was built by the dwarves
Yeah.
using the metal from an iron star, or whatever, from a dying star, or whatever it was.
Oh, right, yeah.
Some particular material that could handle the power of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
And then Tony Stark's like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
made one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just for
All right.
funsies.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Yep,
sweet.
that'll
Cool.
work.
It works. Cool. No explanation. Just does. Anyway, Hulk picks it up, snaps his fingers. the birds fly around.
Oh, right,
He's
yeah.
the Hulk is the one who brings everybody back.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
that's right.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
When
I
brought
think
up
it's
the
easy to
sparkly-
miss.
Yeah.
I
When I brought up but when I brought up the sparkly circles, I was just like, oh, that was a cool moment. I completely forgot that Hulk puts the glove on, is in ridiculous pain and does the snap and brings everyone back.
Yeah,
I
and
completely forgot about that.
yeah, because the second
shit.
snap
Because
happens after that.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
also, like, how does everybody get there? The big circles, like the Doctor Strange and their Circle of Wizards or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
He brings everybody back right at the end, and that on your left.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Man.
but that scene leading up to it, Captain America standing there in front of them all with his broken shield.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
yeah.
man.
Yeah. No, that's like the culmination of 15 years of Marvel movies all
Yeah.
just come into one. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
One little
Yeah.
gushing moment for me, though. I think my all-time favorite. So my second favorite part of the movie is when Thor gets the hammer, gets Mjolnir and Stormbreaker.
You have the big one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he gets a braided beard. His hair's long. He gets the suit. He's still fat,
Yeah.
and he just kicks ass. But Captain America picking
He
up
fucking
the hammer.
picked
Yeah.
up
and he
the
uses
hammer.
the lightning. He doesn't just smack.
No.
He goes like,
Yeah.
I was just like, twice.
Yeah.
And what is it that Thor says that's a callback to the first Avengers?
I knew it.
Yeah.
No, that's Age of Ultron.
Age of
where
Ultron.
he tries to
my
pick it
apologies.
up and
at the bar, yeah.
Yeah.
And it does move a little bit, and he's
And he
like,
goes,
not even close.
yeah. But that scene for me,
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
That was
I love
that was
amazing.
next level.
Yeah.
You know?
That-
Yeah. When he got it, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
because,
you just
because you see
going
the hammer
like,
fly in, right?
Yeah.
And you're
yeah,
like,
that's
what
right.
the
You just see his
fuck?
hand out,
Yeah,
and then
right
it just
after
all.
Thor got his ass kicked.
and
Yeah.
yeah, he just gets it.
But I was
Yeah,
like,
that's right,
I was
yeah.
like, you've seen Captain America kick ass, but not to that,
That
level,
level,
not to
no.
that
No.
supernhero, supernatural level using
Yeah.
magic
Yeah.
and lightning.
Yeah.
Like that was so fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then, is it time?
yeah.
If you want.
I mean, we mentioned at the very start when we talked about the Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what are our thoughts on Tony Stark?
So that
Finally,
That was one of my many sobbing moments.
oh fucking
that was a
man.
very, very emotional moment.
It was.
See,
But I think I watched it a second time, taking my time with it, and the delivery was
Perfect. Exactly. I don't know how busy it was when you guys went, but the second time it was full house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Full house. There's no music in that.
No.
So when Pepper Potts comes in and she goes,
Oh.
she touches his face and she goes, "You can rest now."
Yeah.
Like I was fucking balling at that
Yeah.
point. But no music. The whole cinema was just nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
dead silent, except for me and this other one when we do.
In my
Yeah.
the first time I saw
crying.
it was cinema was packed,
Like-
and people were whimpering the whole time.
Yeah,
fucking A.
just insane. Like
How can
everyone
he
just respected the moment that
when
it was.
Tom
just,
Holland as Peter Parker comes up to him, he's like, "We want Mr. Stark."
yeah,
we
like
want,"
that innocence.
and
like
he's not going to know that Tony invented time travel basically
to
Yes.
save him.
to
To
save
save
him.
Peter Parker, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a
didn't wanna
daughter,
be
but
the-
he,
No,
yeah,
that's
he needed
right,
that
but-
son
He needed him.
sort of figure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Man,
But with that as
moment-
well, I just call back to like previous, like throughout that fight, like Pepper Potts' Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I really loved
when,
it.
when
Oh.
she come in and like I got you, I was like, oh,
They better bring that in
Okay.
Spider-Man Far From Home. I
Yeah.
want to see that. I
Is
wanna
there,
see
is
Yeah.
there a
That
movie
was
I
awesome.
missed where she wore a suit?
No.
Okay, so that was a
There was a
special-
teaser
I-
that he was going to build one at the end of Iron Man 3.
Well,
in
no, there
two
was a
or
teaser at the-
three. He.
There was a
Oh no,
te-
it's in. I think it's in one where
There
he
was a-
uses a suit to
there
save
was-
her, but she doesn't actually
There was
use
a
it.
teaser
Yeah, yeah.
at the beginning of Endgame for it, where his
Yeah, he's
daughter's
holding the
playing with it,
helmet.
and she's, I made this for mummy. Oh, she never wears what I
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
but then they
Why?
brought it back
Never
at the
will buy
end.
it.
Like,
No, but
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
That
like,
was fucking
yeah.
cool.
No.
I thought that was really cool.
I
Yeah.
kind of was just like,
Oh, I
don't care.
thought it was good.
No,
No, I liked
get
it,
it,
yeah.
and I
Yeah.
get it now that he's dead.
Yeah.
You know, she needed to be there,
Yeah.
but
the snap, like, I am inevitable. And he
I
pulls up
am-
his own
Yeah.
gauntlet.
and then
Yeah,
I am
Iron Man.
Just
Oh, yeah,
phenomenal.
chills, man, chills.
Yeah.
Like
And apparently he wasn't supposed to say that, but he did. Like, just like the first Iron Man, he wasn't supposed to say I'm Iron Man, but he
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he did.
improvised it.
Yeah.
no, and
So
that's the
good.
perfect way to end that character forever. I mean,
And that saga.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Captain America at the very end?
That was so cool. I didn't
That-
expect that. Hey, I thought,
Neither did I.
fuck, I thought it's fucked up. And
Yeah.
so here we go. We're gonna
we're gonna
keep
we're
going
gonna
on.
We're gonna get
He did-
prequels of him
yeah,
in the
he
past.
didn't come back. Yeah,
I
and then
thought-
all of a sudden I'm like, as soon as they cut to him on the bench, like that long shot of him
was
on
like,
the bench,
yep,
I was
that's
like,
him.
oh my
He
god,
did it.
Yeah,
But
I was like,
some of that
fuck.
life Tony was telling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even with the super soldier serum, like, how did he age? Because he went
There
back.
was some flaws with this, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like what he's already lived like 100 years, and then like he goes back 50, and then
Now
ages.
he can age.
Yeah.
I heard that saying. I didn't notice it in the first one. I'm like, oh, that's cute. You know.
I
you
think
know,
that's
whatever.
all it was.
But yeah,
it's not
that-
really.
and then you think about it, and you go, well, he can't age.
Yeah,
Like, how-
or at
how
least
did he go
very
back
slowly
then?
anyway. Yeah,
Unless
I'm sure there's some
the
explanation.
if you really wanted to
Yeah.
think about it, maybe he went back further again, stopped himself from.
well, see, that's
doing
what
the
I
thing,
thought. But
and
there's
then
that
lived his life.
there's that throwback scene at the end, close to the end of the credits, where he's dancing with Peggy.
Yeah,
and he's
that's right.
full blown Captain America size.
Yeah.
So he's not the little midget one that he was.
Well, yeah,
originally.
but yeah,
Yeah, you know, I think that was a.
it was just a
maybe it was just
feel-good,
it was a feel good. Don't think about it moment.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
I was
But
gonna.
if- yeah.
I was gonna say
If
if you
you
don't think
do,
about
yeah,
that
that's-
scene,
it's
is
totally right.
beautiful.
The other part
Beautiful.
that also frustrates me about that scene is that he gives the shield to Sam Wilson, who we knew was eventually going to become Captain America.
yeah.
But he's also a regular dude. I'm surprised he can barely hold that
Hold the
fucking thing.
thing.
Yeah, that's
He
right.
doesn't have any. He's not a super soldier.
No,
You know. So I don't know.
Well,
I thought that too. I questioned it. I was like,
I'm keen to see it happen, but
Yeah.
there's those questions
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
ask yourself.
You're like,
yeah.
that's
again,
the thing.
feel good.
Yeah,
you know, I think
yeah,
it was
absolutely.
just we got to
No, but not
do
only
something
that,
with it.
I think we can all agree this was the perfect recap, like a perfect ending to the Avengers storyline.
Yeah, well, that's right.
But
And I think
it
that's all it
still
was.
left questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's still things that we want to see addressed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, it's the
absolutely.
perfect ending to this. Captain America's done.
Well, there's
Iron
got to be
Man's
more
done.
Hulk. His story's not ended.
But as
No.
as we were touching on with Spider-Man at the beginning of this discussion, immediately the end of that trailer. I mean,
You'll have to elaborate. I forgot. I've watched
Yeah.
it a few times, but I can't remember.
Spider-Man trailer. There's like full-blown teasers. Are you the next Iron Man?
Oh
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think that goes back to Mysterio because he's got similar. He's flying around, he's shooting lasers out of his hands.
Yeah.
And also Spider-Man has the Iron Spider suit as
Yeah.
well. Some
That's right.
futuristic
Yeah.
thing. So,
But I'm uber keen for this new Spider-Man.
when does anybody know when that comes out?
I feel like it's
fairly
July,
soon.
August.
It's mid-year.
Yeah,
We're in May now, so
yeah. Who
it'll be
knows?
here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the way it's
overall,
going.
yeah, I really liked Infinity War, and I super duper liked Endgame.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
feel like you could watch it without seeing Infinity War.
Oh no.
No.
Oh
So
god,
don't
you
think
came
it
into
doesn't
this
stand on
with
its own that way,
Certainly
but
you would have opened the movie by going, "What the fuck are these kids dust?"
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't know what the fuck.
why does that
I-
guy like archery so much?
I am super glad that I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp before I went to see this.
Yeah, you kind of have to watch that too.
Well,
Even
yeah.
that is like it's like Captain Marvel. It's a filler movie. Like,
Movie.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, you find out, is in the exact same time frame as
well, that's
Infinity War.
right. Yeah, I mean,
And yeah,
It explains that quantum realm kind of deal.
Yeah.
Well, that's right.
No,
But
that-
also, my sister went to see it without having seen that movie.
Yeah.
Went in there and went, "Why the fuck did Paul Rudd just hop out of a van?"
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
rats.
He was.
The rat. Yeah, but had to
saved
get in
him.
there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. So my old man was the same. He hadn't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, so I could
like,
tell he was like,
"Who's that guy?"
well, he
Wait,
knows
what?
who Ant-Man is,
No,
but he
no,
hasn't
yeah.
seen the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, and that was just the perfect explanation for that. And I love it how he came out going, "I was in like
I was in there
you-
for 5
it was,
hours."
It was
Yeah.
5
Yeah,
years,
5
and he's
hours.
like, "Oh, that was 5 hours."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I like that aspect of the quantum realm.
Paradoxical sort of storytelling.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but all in all, man,
A rating? Do you have a rating?
Endgame,
Would this be a yes or a pass?
Yarth.
Yes.
Yes.
We've got 3
No,
yeses.
I'd honestly say 9.5. Like for Endgame,
out of
Infinity War,
5.
8.5, 9.
yeah.
No, yeah,
Solid 3. I mean,
Solid 3
Oh,
out of 2. Yeah.
I heard this briefly on the internet. I don't know how true or not it was, or whether it's just people speculating. Do you think Robert Downey Jr. Oscar?
I don't think so. I think superhero movies should be considered,
Oh, absolutely, but
they don't
I don't think
take
so.
these movies seriously
I don't
enough.
think so either. But I do think this is his best performance as Iron Man.
I think so too.
Not just because of the death, obviously.
Yeah.
But
But at the
from
beginning,
start to
when
finish,
he's weak as well, like
When
he plays that really well. He
Yeah.
plays. He's really
absolutely.
emotional.
And then when he's showing a human, a father.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yeah.
haven't seen that side of Tony Stark before.
I love
because
you,
he's been this
3000.
eccentric billionaire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't, I'll cry. I'll cry. Oh,
Man.
fun fact about that.
Yeah.
That I learnt this last night. I didn't know this.
Mm-hmm.
I Love You 3000 had a separate meaning. If you add up,
I know this one.
yes, you heard
Yep.
this.
Elaborate to our wonderful listeners.
and
If you
me.
if you add up all the running time minutes in all 4
Avengers
Or-
movies.
yes
Avengers.
4 Avengers movies,
Yeah.
4 Avengers movies,
Mm.
3,000 minutes.
Yeah.
3,000 minutes.
That's
Wasn't
fucking
it
awesome.
more than just the Avengers movies?
Well, yeah.
I thought it
would
was
have to
Avengers
be.
movies.
I can't remember, but I did say that there was a tally of like
It would-
total minutes in.
Yeah, I'm
movies,
sure.
Yeah.
No,
I
it
have
would
to
have.
double check on my
Yeah,
research,
it
but I'm
has to be
sure.
more because even Endgame's 3 hours. That's only 180 minutes.
Yeah.
It would have to be the entire Marvel universe.
I
from
think it was something
Iron
like
Man.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it was all.
maybe that.
Because
then.
Iron Man was the first
Yes.
Marvel universe
Yeah.
movie.
Thank you, John Favreau. Very much appreciated.
What?
Good job.
John Favreau, he's the writer and director of Iron Man 1.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not John fucking Favreau.
Happy Hogan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, I definitely rate it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Let's.
for sure.
It's safe to say this is all three of ours recommendation for the week. And
Yes.
if you're listening
Go
to
and
it, you've already seen it. So
Go see
go
it
and
again.
Yeah, absolutely. We're
And
going
if
to
you
take
haven't
down
seen
Avatar,
it and
so I
you
get
want
this
to know
better.
about it, you know, like depending, you know, so get out, go see it.
I really
Yeah.
want to know if anybody listened to this not knowing shit about any of this and is just like, oh, sounds pretty good.
Has your mum seen it? Has your mum seen it? Has
No.
Jen seen it?
No.
Well, she probably listened to this. So
Oh,
hi, Jenny.
she might actually. I don't even think
Sorry,
she's seen
Jen.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Iron Man's dead.
Iron Man is dead. Who
Black
else is
Widow's
dead? Black Widow is
dead.
dead. Anybody else dead?
Thanos.
Thanos is very dead. Twice. He died twice. Yeah.
Captain America's soul.
What?
I don't know. Captain America's not coming back, people.
Yeah,
Okay,
coming
he's an
back.
old man.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty, well, that's
Yeah.
been the Avengers Endgame special, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
of Two's Company, Three's a podcast.
Mm.
Is there any more we want to add to this, or is that it?
Oh, just if anybody out there does listen to this, let us know what you think of the bonus content and whether or not it's something that you'd like to see again in the future.
We're not going to see it, are they?
What?
It's a podcast.
I'll take a fucking picture right now and post it, you arrogant bitch. No, but yeah. If you have any feedback on the bonus content, let us know.
Sweet. Well, we'll be happy to do
Sure.
more of these as they come out. Maybe we should do like, you know, a
Bigger
regular
ones.
podcast, of course, with whatever popular movie or
Bigger
you know,
ones.
Even as
Yeah.
Mitch and I were talking about earlier before we recorded our actual podcast, we can talk about like.
We didn't talk to him about this.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
explaining this to Andy.
Yeah, Andy, guys,
So,
stop
to our
listening for a
listeners
second.
and
On
Andy,
air,
talking
this
to
is
Andy.
pretty good.
Yeah. So with
Yeah.
these extra sort of special episodes, we can also talk about movies that we've seen back in the day. You know, like
Yeah.
old
Yeah,
movies from the
okay.
80s and 90s, and just get into
I
those.
thought about having like bonus content, like a small half-hour special, and just like the back end of '96 pop culture. You know, like,
yeah.
just little specials on old pop culture.
I like
Because there's always new pop culture to talk about. That's why I'm making a podcast about it.
So I think the main
Yeah.
episodes of the podcast, you know, will be based on, you know, what's
Current
happening,
events.
current events, and
Yeah.
going back
Yeah.
a little bit. You
Brand
know,
new
Yeah,
there's
things to
always
look
new
forward
news
to
that we want to bring
and
to you
stuff
guys.
like that.
Yeah.
And we'll occasionally record specials. But as of this recording, we are now on YouTube, and there'll be certainly more content coming out on YouTube over the next little while. It's not going to be immediate, of course, but all of our podcast episodes will be uploaded there, as well as Spotify,
Absolutely.
Podbean, iTunes.
iTunes!
We're on iTunes now as
Seriously.
well. So head over there and subscribe to all of them. It would be very much appreciated.
Facebook and Twitter.
You can find us at Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, Facebook and Twitter.
And the email.
And the email, yes.
Yep.
Me just
Yeah. Trying to mouth it to you. I may as well just say it. Yeah.
So send us, let us know what you thought about it, like Avengers Endgame. Leave us a comment,
Oh, that too.
send us an email, send us a tweet, whatever it may be. Contact us at Two's Company, Three's a Podcast at gmail.com. As always, my name's Dylan, along with my co-hosts.
Mitchell.
And
Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
Oh, the song didn't work.
Oh, you're kidding. It's not working. All right.
God damn it. All right. Thanks, guys.